like how he said the more you watch it, the weirder it gets, which is basically what this is. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wild Man School Bus, the most unprofessional D&D podcast you will ever hear. I, of course, am your DM, Calvin Piper, and these fine folk play the game of D&D with me. Tonight's prompt players, as you go around and introduce yourselves, what is your weakest claim to fame?
Okay, I got one.
Can we do?
No. I understand this question completely,
okay.
and hopefully by my answer, you will come to understand the question.
Okay.
I'm Zach. I play Kestis Thimbleweed. He's a centaur druid. And one time, my mom saw Patrick Mahomes driving the wrong way in a parking garage outside of a salad restaurant.
Oh.
Is that what we were looking for?
That's exactly what I'm looking
He's
for.
like,
That's
they
exactly
kind
what
of
I'm
made
looking
eye
for.
contact, maybe.
That's a good one.
But he is desperately trying not to make eye contact because he has realized that he is going.
He was going the wrong way. It was like
in the parking lot of a salad.
It was 2018. It was the first season where he mattered. He was down near the plaza at the parking garage that's next to the Mix, by the library.
I was about to ask you the most important question in this whole thing, which is, Kansas City has a salad restaurant?
The Mix.
I've
That's
never
a lot
heard
of salads there.
Is it like a salad buffet? 'Cause
They used to have a place called the Green Tomato or something.
yes, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the exact name.
It's off of like college or something.
But like, I thought Jason's Deli was the closest thing you could get to a salad restaurant in Kansas City.
It
is.
pretty much
really.
is. Yeah.
But is that one a buffet?
I don't believe
buffet.
so.
Oh, well, then I think a salad restaurant really needs to be a buffet because they need to allow you to
You
do...
really love just saying that word the wrong
it
way.
Sounds good. Buffet.
I like it.
Thank you. Okay. I still don't understand the prompt, but y'all keep going and I'll eventually get it.
I'm Will. I play Barrios. The weakest claim to fame I had, but no longer have because it's no longer in existence.
Mm-hmm.
First Assembly of God Lee Summit. If you were to go to their messages that were audio only and scroll to about the 5th or 6th page, I preached one time to 30 old people the week that I quit working at that church.
Nice.
And we announced before I started preaching that I was quitting that Sunday.
Nice.
And then I preached.
There you go.
So, but the webpage no longer exists because Summit Park bought them out. So.
But there was video.
There
of this.
was.
No, there was
That's
audio. There was
Only
no
audio.
video.
Audio.
It was
Not even-
So we have
just
to
audio.
take your
even
word
video.
for it. Like all of that silence is 30 old people.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah.
a pretty
much
weak
like the
claim to
Jersey
fame.
Devil script.
I think it's gone. I looked for it.
Sure, it's gone.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
I know I can find it. A friend of mine's got to have it. Uh-huh.
My name is Michelle and I play Nell. My weakest claim to fame, I don't really have legitimate ones, but I almost ate at a Wahlburger once. So that's it.
That is a
Checks
totally
out.
That's a good one.
Midwest
Checks out.
claim to fame.
That's a good one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that.
Good luck beating that, guys.
Yeah.
I have a weak claim to fame, but it's through Calvin, and I can't take his.
You can take it.
Calvin's like, I have
I-
so many weak claims
I have
to
so
fame.
many others.
I have held
Calvin
hands.
DMs at Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
I have held hands with a man who has held Harrison Ford's hand.
Shook his hand.
You've
You
held it.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah,
you
how
didn't
long did
give
that
it a
shake
1
last,
second
you know?
shake.
It was a firm, quick shake. It
I'm
wasn't
sure
like
you held.
That's
He
enough to
broke
say held.
Yeah.
well before you broke.
He let go before you let go.
You're the man?
that wasn't going to be my weakest.
You
claim to
held
fame,
hands
though.
with Harrison Ford?
I shook his hand.
Wait,
yeah.
you've held hands with Michelle?
How do you feel
Yeah,
about
I'm actually extremely jealous right now. That's
you
but
guys
that's a
need to-
different thing
Hold
we
on,
might have to
how-
unpack
totally
later.
different.
Let's go touch
Hold on.
hands.
How did that come about? Real fast, because we have a show to do.
I used to be part of an organization known as the Civil Air Patrol, which is a civilian-based auxiliary branch of the Air Force.
Nope, looking it up.
The
liar.
cap. The cap.
Civil
It's
Air
real.
Patrol, CAP. Civil Air Patrol takes part in the biggest air show in the U.S. called in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. It's an event called Blue Beret where we go and we perform services as a civilian military. So it's a bunch of teenagers dressed in old BDUs wearing blue berets who got to marshal aircraft, provide security, do all kinds of stuff. One of my job details was to escort somebody off of the runway in their plane to a giant tent where they were holding conferences for a program called Eagle flights, which was pilots taking kids on flights who would never fly before. Harrison Ford is a sponsor and a founder of Eagle Flights. Showed up that day. We walked out to the runway. 6 of us walked him to the pavilion. He shook all 6 of our hands. That's the end of the story.
So you met him on a field trip for school to an air show.
Yeah,
much
essentially.
more condensed, much dumbed down, but yes.
No, that is that.
How
all of
classified was all that? Can we use that in the episode?
we can.
I feel like all
That
of
was
those
years ago.
details make it so very wonderfully rich. It just kept getting better.
That's incredible.
Yeah, because it's really, really good.
And I just looked up the CAP.
The Silver Patrol, yeah.
That's legit. When Calvin was in that, like, if World War III had happened and, you know, the North Koreans had, like, gotten all of our real bases, that dude would have been flying one of those,
Fun fact,
whatever is left. I don't know.
I got all the way up to second lieutenant in the cadet program, which means if I had joined the Air Force, I would have joined at an E3, skipping 2 levels and been paid right off the bat.
Whoa.
And you're still young enough to do that.
I say, what are you doing having this podcast?
I'm not smart enough to
I
get
think
to the Air
35 is the cutoff. It may have raised it, too.
Yeah,
and you're
we'll
like 28.
Yeah, that's what I want to go do now.
Oh, yeah. No.
He's got a full, rich
I'm just
life
saying.
full of this podcast.
Wow, that is really cool.
All right, 2 more.
Fame. I feel like real fame has to be involved.
Doesn't really.
Oh,
But Will talked about preaching to 30 people.
Bro, I
30
almost
old
ate at a
people
Wahlburger.
on a website that doesn't exist
but in
anymore.
the Midwest, if you're preaching, you're famous.
I know.
Okay, weaker
Drew,
claim
you've
to fame.
done a
I
lot
was
of
at my son's game on Saturday, and the ref on the baseline stopped, looked at me, and said, "You know who you look like, right?" And then handed the ball to a kid, and the game started.
That's the real one.
And
That's
but
it
did
was
you?
A-Rod.
Yeah.
Oh, who was it?
Huh? Yeah, it is.
No, how old were you?
This was Saturday. This was literally, this was 4 days ago.
You know who you look
Yeah, I was like, Brad Pitt. It's whatever.
Because I love the idea of just saying that to people.
Yeah, I don't know this guy.
But people who don't specifically look like anyone, just being like, you know. who
You know,
look
right?
like.
You know
you're
you're
aware.
female Timothy Oliphant, right? I don't have to. I did, but I don't have to tell you that.
No, I don't want any more information. I want, you know who you look like, right? And then having to go do something else.
Just leaving them in that moment of like, who do they think I look like?
I just realized he has a beard now too. Most recently, doesn't he? He's been
Nicolas
sporting.
Cage.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because that new show where he's kind of like embracing
everyone's
his
dream.
age.
I mean, you do a side by side. He is Con Air right now, so like that's
Yeah,
what
pretty
people are
damn close.
seeing when they look.
That's
at
why
that.
I got a hand tattoo to further
Does
put
he have a-
distance between the
Put
two.
Does he
the
have-
bunny
Does he have a
back
beard
in the
incoming?
box.
Take a look.
Oh my god.
He
What were
it's
you
not,
gonna
he doesn't
say?
have a
You
full
were gonna
beard.
say you have a lot of something.
He's got
Well,
he's got a little bit of face scruff. There's no beard there.
Put the bunny.
God, that's the best
I
accent
am
he's ever done.
Maddie B, and I play Wyatt Masterson, the Harengon Rogue.
Rip.
I mean, if anybody knows me, I suppose I would say my weakest claim to fame is I've been hit by 2 cars back to back, and I still survived.
Did they write about it in the newspaper?
They didn't. It's supposed to be a weak claim to fame.
The Inquirer wrote about it.
I think we like reposted it to go.
I impress the doctors and
There was a
nurses.
GoFundMe.
You get, yeah. You get to have
Local
another
legend.
one. Now I want to hear some fame.
Are you just stalling so that you can
You need to do
wait
one,
longer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I did think of one, and I think I might have shared this already. So let me know if I did, because you guys hang on every word I say and remember all the things I say for all of these episodes.
You're right. We live to know you better.
But first, I want to say,
I want
good
to know
God,
you.
viewers, that guy looks like Nick Cage. Pull it up. Pull it up. It's insane.
Maybe if I had the budget, I would dress like him in a different movie every week.
I think the budget is a wife, please.
No, that's Con
Oh,
Air,
yeah.
but there's so many other ones.
Face Off,
Okay.
White Blazer. I don't know that.
National Treasure, National Treasure 2.
Leather jacket.
A leather
Leather jacket.
jacket.
Don't have it.
I feel
don't
like
have
you
any
could
leather
just
jackets,
make
much
these
less
claims
2.
and everyone would believe them.
True.
And be like, yeah.
True.
What? Hellraider? No, that wasn't not. the
Ghost
name of
Rider?
that.
Ghost Rider.
Hell or
Hell-
High Rider.
Hell
That
Rider.
movie.
Black leather jacket.
Okay, I did come up
And
with
set
a
your
good
head on fire.
because this is the most recent one. We were at this club downtown, cool like Christmas pop-up bar. We were sat, the bartender. We knew someone who knew him, and he sat us up at that wasn't it. No, so we're sitting by the bartender the whole time. It's at the end of the bar. You have a view of the whole rest of the bar.
I can see everything from us.
We get up to leave, and we're walking the whole length. This has got to be like a 30-foot bar. We're walking the whole length, and this group of people down at the end, there are like 5 people hanging out at the corner of the bar. They've been there the whole time, but like as we're walking up, they're like, multiple of them turn and look at me and like lock eyes and look really happy about me walking up. And I was like, this is so friendly. This is so great. And I was like, hey, how's it going? Like the guy put out his hand, was like, hey, how's it going? Good to see you. And I just kept walking. And they were like giddy. I could sense the energy just getting better and better and better. And as we go outside, the 2 ladies that I was with, one of them was my wife. I didn't,
Nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Good clarifier. Good clarifier.
Are cracking up behind me, and I was like, what happened? Like, you didn't hear that? And I'm like, no, I mean, I just said, hey, it's really good to see you. He goes, yeah. And then the guy turns to everyone holding his hand up and goes, man, that dude is legend. What?
Wait, that's it?
Oh no!
Did you go back in and find out why?
No idea.
Amazing. That's so good.
That man is now going to spend the rest of his life talking about the legend he allegedly met in a bar.
Allegedly.
Who could it have been?
was
We don't know.
The main character from The Big Lebowski.
Jeff Bridges?
Fair.
Kind of
Very
Could've
fair.
been.
If like the last
been.
time you saw Jeff Bridges was in Big Lebowski, you'd be like, yeah.
Kenny
yeah.
Loggins?
He looks like the dude.
Kenny Loggins.
I don't
Spitting
know,
image.
man.
So one thing
Spitting it. Why does he look like Jesus Christ in The Passion of the Christ?
I don't know. That's Kenny, dude.
There's
Young
like a
Kenny Loggins.
Nick Offerman there.
that is the only one that I'm like,
but he
that-
doesn't
it's
have.
not-
He's not tall. He doesn't have the hair.
but
No.
if you're a person who's only slightly familiar with him and you've seen
More than
people
slightly
talk-
inebriated.
Yeah, they were at a bar, but they were all convinced it was so good.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. I love that we'll never know what the.
That's the guy that
That's
was under the
what's
Chewbacca suit. You just don't recognize him because he doesn't have all the eye black.
All right. Well, while we make Will tell us how to steal the Declaration of Independence, we're going to go ahead and jump into episode 20 of the Wild Magic School Bus.
Do you remember the episode of The Fairly Odd Parents where Benedict Arnold called it the Declaration of Surrender Pendants? It was
Oh, what? No, I
That's a
don't
moment that exists.
remember that at all.
canonically, Yeah.
So the last time we were here, the gang had begun the first day of celebration here in Eldamar during the once in a great era celebration. It was the People's Celebration. I just said celebration too many times.
Come on.
They gathered together and began to celebrate. There was a race that was had. There were some shenanigans that took place. The group is basically lying low at this point and just kind of enjoying the time that they have right now as the world around them continues to kind of grow in some tensions. But right now it's time to focus and have some fun. That fun quickly evaporated because after a chance meeting with the ringleader of the circus known as Dimitri, the group decided to go meet with him in the evening to learn more about him as a person and also to learn more about Connie's father, who Dimitri claimed to know. After gathering together and learning more about this, they discovered Dimitri knew about their deck of many things, the one they stole from the casino in Quinton Togglepocket. And after having a conversation about how Dimitri loves to kind of tinker with the threads of fate, a card was pulled for Dimitri. And then another, and then another, and then another, and then another, until every single standing member of the group had pulled a card. For most, it was a boon. For some, it was an enemy. And for one, it was death. So, we now come to the crux of this beginning episode. We cannot go no further until we resolve this. So, Matt, I need you to roll 3 death saving throws. Let me explain how this works. No. You will roll a d20. Do not add anything to them. If it is an 11 or higher, that is 1 success. If it is a 10 or lower, that is a fail. A d20 is 2 successes. A nat 1, 2 failures. Would like you to roll them out in the open for everyone to see. Starting with your first roll.
Well, could I pull a card to save his life?
As 1 failure.
Is there before he rolls again? Can we at least make the effort to I'm assuming falls unconscious onto the ground?
Yeah, so what everyone saw was Wyatt pulled a card, looked at it for a second, and then boom, dropped.
I assume that happens before we manage to do anything, but just because I have no idea what's going on,
sure.
I'm going to throw a 3rd level healing word at him just to see if it does anything.
You cast the magic you watch as a little bit of the fey nature begins to kind of like course around him, but then immediately as soon as it touches him, it immediately begins to shrivel and die on him, and it begins to fade away. And you see Dimitri is kind of standing there, his fingers are steepled as he's like staring intently at this at Wyatt, and he's like, my friend, I believe fate has made her decision. We must wait and see where the dice fall. And he just kind of like watches.
Watch out, guys. Let me through here. I'm gonna let me check on him. This doesn't look good. Medicine check.
Make a medicine check.
Can I get in there and help him?
Sure. Yeah. You either together or one at advantage. Up to you.
Is it because Connie spent so much time with like cornermen as a boxer that he's like, oh, I know what to do here. You got like some smelling salts.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Fights and 10.
Make it at advantage. I'm helping you.
11.
One better. Now, for some people,
I should have made it.
the difference between 10 and 11 is actually pretty significant. So,
Actually, that's a great point.
So, fun fact. With an 11, you immediately can tell that this Wyatt's body is cold, as if it has been dead for a moment. It is not like rigor mortis. It's not like he's been like, oh god, this body's gonna smell. But his body is cold and lifeless. It is not unconscious. There is no breath. It is dead, to the best of your knowledge.
Guys, I'm sorry, but he's beyond our reach at this point.
Sort of smacking him in the face.
Dimitri keeps waiting. He goes,
I guess you could do that.
He goes, we can only wait for a time. And
you were prepared for this? Okay, cool.
I've seen this before. We need to get this man on a table.
Do you want a table?
Yeah, I'll put him on the table.
Dimitri snaps fingers immediately. A bunch of his cohorts bring a table and set it down. Moving, they shove food off of it. Dramatically slide all the. Kestis grabs the tablecloth and whips it, and everything stays on for some reason. It's great. You lay Wyatt's body on there, and again, Dimitri's just watching this entire thing, and he just waits to see what happened. While this is going on, Wyatt, I need another death saving throw. You have 1 failure currently.
Okay. Don't mess it up, dude.
Has another 9. Has 2 failures, no successes. As his body is laid on the table, is anyone else doing anything in this moment? As people are kind of moving around pretty chaotically.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and rip open his blouse.
Whoa, Moon
and
Boy.
Draw a crescent moon on his
Okay,
chest.
you are doing. Okay, cool. I'm sorry. I assumed you were just.
Why are we being so cavalier about this? The rabbit is dead. Why are we just hanging out talking?
Yes, and I'm giving him the mark of my beloved, so when he arrives at the other side, he can safely pass through. If that is what she wills.
Like getting in and trying to like open his eyes and aim a lantern in his eyes, see if there's anything to wake him up. Just like shaking him around and looking in all of his ears and his nose and just anywhere that seems like there might be clues to what's going on.
Dimitri kind of raises a hand. Calm yourself, Centaur. The spirit of your friend is currently... went Russian there for a second. He's currently absent from his body. We must give it time to return, or if the fates allow for it to move on. Time. And he just kind of points to it and just kind of... And you can see, as you look down, you can see that in this time that has passed, his body has begun to look more deathly. His whole body has started to turn gray. There's like these black veins that are like dark gray veins that are slowly starting to spread under the fur and under the skin. So it looks as though like he's getting worse. And Dimitri just kind of looks and goes, and by the looks of it, it seems as though the dice are not in his favor. And he just keeps watching and waits.
I'm going to just put a hand on him and cast resistance,
Okay.
which, in theory,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you feel about this.
Sure.
Gives him a D4 to add to a saving throw.
That
Resist
is
the
a
light.
saving throw.
Resist the
Is
light.
a death saving throw a saving throw?
That is a saving throw.
That is the saving throw.
Yeah. The saving throw prime.
the prime saving throw.
You fail that one. You don't get to do any of those.
Not even the all spark of courage will bring you back.
Let me look.
You get inspiration.
Thanks, Drew.
You've inspired all of us.
Stop.
God.
Okay.
Dinner and a show over here with Drew.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you took this man to
Great.
Dixie Stampede? Sorry, Dolly Parton's Stampede.
those
Just
weren't
the
fully
same.
cooked.
I would have
Jeez.
barfed.
That's beef based, though, isn't it?
Guys, let's respect this moment.
I think
Trying to see.
We're trying not-
what-
I mean, you can
Think
make a
about
call.
it.
Like, if you want, you can make a call.
Unprofessional podcast.
We're winning at wholesale right now.
We're great at that.
So here is what I'm going to say.
Okay.
I'm going to say that in theory, mechanically speaking, yes, that would make sense. But as I have already stated, this is not. You're casting a spell on a mortal body. There is no soul connected to it, so Wyatt can't. The magic's not touching Wyatt.
Sure.
It's touching a body.
I can get on board with that.
Yeah, that's that. Just in my head, that's how it makes. I mean,
Sure.
if
I still would have tried it.
no, I am absolutely fine with it. I just, in my head, that's what makes the most sense in this. So, okay. So, as this is all happening, kind of hanging in the air, waiting to see what happens, Wyatt, I'm going to need another roll from you. You have 2 failures currently.
Nell is gonna like walk up and whisper in his ear, "If you can hear us, come back." And I'm gonna try to give him inspiration because it's a well-known fact. Your brain still has activity like 6-7 minutes after you die, and it says a creature that can hear you. Now, if he can hear me, Wyatt, the mind entity, I don't know, but
And
his
with
physical
those
body.
I was
I
gonna-
bet it could.
He can
You
hear
got there
so
first.
good.
this decides whether or
I'll
not his
expend
next
the
character
inspiration.
is an
You let
elephant
him
with
know
big
whether or
ears.
not you
Because
want-
if these
what you
ears
wanna do
don't
with
come in handy, now he's
Go ahead and roll.
That's a success.
That is 1 success. I'm gonna need your roll again. You have 2 failures, 1 success.
Just
Nat
We're-
20
we're-
is
is that
bad.
we're
over
done
and
playing
over and
this
over
game.
again, hoping that it helps.
I can't see it.
That is 2
It was
successes,
in the corner and I couldn't see it. And I was like, oh god.
2 failures. You are
Oh boy.
in the game of baseball. It is a full count. You have 1 more roll.
One ring to roll them all.
And he's got inspiration.
What is the roll? What's your bardic inspiration?
That's a D6.
You have a d6 to add.
That's bad boy right there.
You have an 8. You have to roll a 3 or higher on that die.
Oh, we're back to 50-50 again.
50-50 chance.
Well, that's better than 50-50.
What the hell are you doing?
3 or higher out of 6 is 2/3.
I can't see it.
You did it.
And it seems, in and out of game, that fate has spoken.
If only barely.
By the slimmest of
Fate
margins.
is
That's how he
spoken.
does it!
And she's got a little bit of a lisp.
It's not an adventure unless you come that close to death, right?
Or immediately after death.
Matt secretly looks at the rest of us and he's like, None of y'all are living. I got
L-I-V-I-N.
2 times within 2 minutes.
One of those guys.
I do not feel well physically.
Yeah. I feel
do I
hollowed
look?
out. Pale.
Really?
Gaunt,
Yeah, I feel
Little
hot.
verklempt.
So
I
much
feel like
Nick
that
Offerman.
is my typical luck, though, too, to just like, let's just not get it out and done and over with within the first couple
Prolong
of
it,
rolls.
yeah.
Let's make this last as long
You went into
as it
overtime,
can,
baby.
and then just barely scratch it out.
It's basically the most rolls you could possibly have on a death save.
It's like, I don't know if you're cursed or blessed. It's like both at the same time. You know?
You
It's
were
kind of
meant
like
for
being
podcasts.
born as Jesus Christ. It's like, you're the Son of God. Well,
Yeah, but you
you're
know
gonna
what
have
that means.
A bad couple days. Real bad couple days.
And it's like, this is what people actually mean when they talk about spiritual warfare. There's like a literal devil trying to kill him and a literal angel going, not this time.
Wyatt.
I didn't mean to put that on you.
You, in the darkness, after seeing your body on a strange magical card and then falling into just oblivion, hear the faintest sound of somebody saying, back. And in that moment, you don't know who is speaking, but it immediately connects in some strange arcane way to something else you haven't thought of in a long time. The image of another person. You see Cecil looking at you as the word back echoes around. You see him mouthing back, but it's not his voice, and then it is his voice, and he's like, "Be back. I'll be back. Don't you worry." And he turns around and leaves, and that image disappears. And then in the oblivion, you can see 3 faces that strike familiarity, but somehow don't. You see the head of a bull, the eyes and teeth of a snake, and the head and beak of a bird, all kind of glaring down upon you from the darkness before they disappear. And then there's a quick moment of clarity as you see yourself in a time that you should remember. You're holding something, an explosion. And as you feel your body hit the impact of that explosion, you sit up bolt right in a tent full of people on a table smelling vaguely of wine and food as Kessis is smacking you on the chest repeatedly. And there's a weird... yeah, you sit bolt upright. You are alive.
Huzzah! Everyone erupts into cheers, right?
Touched by
Yeah,
the moon. that one.
a lot of you, hey! People grab drinks, immediately start drinking. A mug is shoved into your chest. People are, for the most part, people are laughing. Dimitri just leans back in his chair with just this, just the most shit-eating grin you've ever seen, just looking at the scenes.
Where's the card that he pulled?
Lying on the ground,
Face up or face down?
face up.
I'm scared to touch it.
Looking down at the card, there is the scene of the tent, but where the body was laying is gone.
That's awesome.
I'll go ahead and pocket it. Good for the scrapbook.
You touch the card?
Mage hand.
Smart.
It's your mage hand. All right, you fall to 0 hit points. I'm gonna need you. I'm kidding. You're not gonna know. That's not how it works.
There is too far to take a joke going.
Is there?
Yeah.
Is,
Oh.
well,
I think
haven't found it yet.
It would have been too far maybe if we had rolled one of them.
Oh my god.
That's fair.
Have her go through the whole scene.
What?
I'm
No!
making this whole
Play that whole scene again.
I'm doing it all at once. All right.
What'd you do?
Oh, we got a nat 1, a 6, and a 4. I'm gone. Bye.
Oh my god, you're super.
4 fails.
You're
Immediately, just like bam, bam, you're dead.
take the elevator south.
Because Wyatt knows that Connie is a bit of a gambler himself. He just kind of looks at Connie and it's just like, Well, I think that's the last time I play cards. I'm not gonna play cards no more.
Come on, man, you're on a streak.
Yeah, I don't feel like I won anything. Let's just say that.
You got the greatest gift of all.
So are we all in agreement
Not
that
dying?
maybe we don't
Exactly.
draw anymore?
I don't know. I feel like that's the worst one that
Do
could
it.
possibly
Do
be.
it.
Exactly.
Yep, he got
What
the
if,
bad one.
what if Wyatt just became a fiend and was like, do it again?
He's jonesing for another hit.
I don't think any of us would be upset if you did that.
Wyatt's gonna
Hit
become
me!
a flatliner.
Oh my gosh.
I'm only alive when I'm closest to death.
We walk into his room one day and he's just hung. Never mind.
No, we're not gonna.
Nope. Sorry. That's
Dimitri kind of slowly just kind of claps and says, well, this is quite the entertainment. Not what I was expecting this evening. Welcome back to the land of the living, Mr. Herringon, sir.
Well, I mean, I'd like to say this is probably the first time it's been near death, but I don't know. Sometimes when you spend a lot of time around the tavern, it's pretty regular. It's felt a little different, but
That it does.
I would have gone Loxodon.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, it seems as though you have all tempted fate and have come out relatively scathed in some way, shape, or form.
I don't want to ever do this again. I feel
Yeah.
stronger than ever, but
I could,
I say your hair turned blonde. What are
I
you
could
complaining
help with that.
Listen, I'm just gonna say this is better than the roulette I normally play.
It's fair.
Usually, all you get is to live.
Yes.
This one, you get like a castle somewhere. Maybe.
Could be housing a mortal enemy.
Nah, I feel good about it.
by the way, I'm kind of tired of staying at the tavern. If you ever find out where this is, you gonna lend a buddy a room? Maybe a bed?
I think his
Wyatt-
silence is the way
Wyatt.
of maybe saying no.
What, you don't want to be roommates?
You can have a place at our compound. There's a room ready for you.
All right, I appreciate that.
Wyatt, I'm thankful you're here. That was scary.
It was a little scary. I saw a lot of things.
Like what?
I saw a man that looks familiar behind 3 other people. And I know I've seen them before. It also seemed like the 3 people were just kind of hidden a bit in the shadows, as well as this other person I recognize, or feel like I do, seemed frantic and a bit disingenuous.
What a vague and cryptic thing you saw. I thought it'd be like
Vague and
happy, like all
oddly
your best
specific.
loved ones coming to say like, hello, you've made it.
Yeah, that does
I
make
mean-
me feel a little less comfortable about when it comes to be my time.
Yeah, death does not sound enjoyable.
It definitely was not something I would suggest to anybody. Just go have a pint if you want to have some fun.
Noted.
Yeah. Congratulations on surviving. So, if there is nothing else, you are free to stay, free to go. You've provided me with more than enough stories to take along my travels. But before you go, if this deck is something you do not want to worry about anymore or fall into the wrong hands, I am more than happy to take it along with me.
It's just no words, just popping it right back in the bag where it came from.
Yeah.
Will this office stand just in general? Or is
Of
it
course.
a... Okay. Do you have any stories for us since we've told you such great things?
Oh, I have many stories, my friend. if you are willing to hear one.
Just one good one.
Well, there was the time that I saw a group of adventurers board a fantastic pirate city. And he begins to regale you with this story of these grand adventurers in a floating city far away, well into the night.
Name him. Who's the cutest?
Which one was the best one?
Yeah,
Your favorite.
Does Dimitri show favor for one of them? Yeah.
Of course he does.
Which one?
Kenneth
My
Grant.
favorite
Say
was...
it.
Ralph.
out of all
female.
of them, my
Oh.
favorite was probably the scary Death Child. He-
Lucius.
Yes. Carried the coffin on his back. He was death himself, yet somehow was the life of everything he did.
Yeah,
Very structurally unsound.
I really liked your whole story until you threw that bit in. That didn't make any sense. I was like, where is this character coming from? Like, was that just for color? You just added him, like, created him?
Oh, no. I could not possibly create any of them. They were all unique and terrible in their own ways. But those are stories for another time.
Oh, there was that one guy, though. He was pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah, that, which one was it, though?
Well, you
Yeah,
guys
the
not
really
gonna-
awesome one.
Yep.
Oh, no,
I
his name
told you.
again?
I told you it was Lucius.
No,
Lucian,
it was Pothole.
Lucian was the best one,
That's what it
according to
was. We
Dimitri.
need the Adventures of Pothole, the sequel.
Oh, that's who the
Pothole
real...
2 still
Yeah.
blubbing.
I like that. the whole story was clearly about Pothole, the hero.
Pothole 2, keep on blubbing.
Blub hard.
Blub hard with a vengeance.
Two pot, two hole.
Oh, that's inspiration right there, my friend. That's
I don't get those.
all right. So the stories continue deep into the night. You all while getting a long rest, you also suffer from exhaustion just based on the fact that it is not physical, but like just you're tired, but but rested at the beginning of the next day. Day 2 of the celebration kicks off with the town in full swing. On this day, there's only one thing that we need to do, and that is dinner at the Bravas compound that evening. But during the day, is there anything anyone wants to do collectively or individually before we continue to that point?
Are any of my compatriots making their way down to the festival as well? William or any of the other younger orphans?
Are you wanting to go look for him?
Yeah,
You can
I'd like
absolutely go look for him.
I had a pretty good hole yesterday. I'd like to see if I can give William a couple words of advice.
Sure, absolutely. You make your way back into the city itself. The bustling is it's moving through the crowds, kind of like walking past the barkers, the gosh, I'm trying to think of the carnival, the merchants from all across the lands. As you're kind of moving through, you do spot at one point one of the another orphan who is from there. You recognize pretty much all of them. This would be a little goblin named Kent, and asking him about Will or Sarah, he points you towards it would be towards the river. During this point of the day, it's getting a little warm, and so most of them are probably down by the river, kind of splashing around and having a great time. So heading down towards the river, not too far from the middle docks, but far enough that you're not under the purview of any of those officials. You can see there's probably about a dozen or so of them just kind of splashing around and kind of having a good time. You can see Will is bobbing in and out of the water, doing like the dead man float, like seeing how long I can do this before someone notices. No one's noticing. And
What's that orphan doing in the water? Who cares?
What
The
orphan?
dead orphan, whatever.
and Sarah is sitting
What,
on
you
a
bored
dock
or something?
Sarah's
throw
sitting on
rocks
a dock
at it?
that protrudes
Yeah,
just
let's-
out into the water a little bit. So, but you come over and a bunch of them are like,
Come
"Yes, yeah," and see you coming over. They talk to you. They're like, your armor looks so cool. You're so much taller. Yeah, just all kinds of.
I've been
They actually
working
don't
hard.
recognize you. You are unfamiliar to them. You are a stranger, and they run screaming.
Not yet.
Oh.
I call out, William, hey, and just whenever he, hey, William,
Get this!
you think this will help you float? And I toss him a pretty, like, hefty piece of, like a gold bangle that I've taken from someone. Use this!
It lands in, and faster than anything you've seen, under the water. Pops it back up. He's like chewing on it. He's like, is this real?
As far as I can tell.
Where'd you get it?
Come join us on the dock.
Okay. Splash, 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 splash.
Let's continue this conversation. Like
He begins to splash. It's gonna take a minute because he is going against the current, so it's
Yeah.
gonna take him a minute.
So while he's
Steal
swimming
it.
in, I hand the rest of my little bag of what did we say? 70 gold's worth of stuff that I grabbed from people. Just gonna open it up, show Sarah what's inside of it, and just hand that over to her.
What?
Hang on to this.
Where did you get this?
Have you been to the festival?
Yeah, but nothing like that.
You were looking in the wrong place.
Yeah, I guess.
There's a lot of good stuff to be had in there.
Yeah, I'll keep it safe for you. Absolutely.
Actually, I did all right in some gambling and things in there yesterday. So
Okay.
why don't you just keep that?
Oh no, it's your hole.
No, no, no.
Aren't you gonna take it to man? Like,
I've got
just-
a job now,
Oh.
so
Okay. Yeah.
I just thought maybe I could grab a bit of extra for. I didn't figure Will could be trusted with all of this, but
Oh no, not remotely.
if you could look after it for him, maybe.
Of course. Yeah. Absolutely. Of course. Thank you.
Well, yeah.
I appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
At that point, Will just like pops up. He's onto the top of the dock, hand up. He's like, look at me, and it's like dangling like off of him
It's, like,
way
up on
too
his
big. He's like
bicep.
pushing it back down. He's like, I'll probably go into it. And he sits down. He's like, so how's the festival going? Have you done anything?
Oh, well, Will, you're never gonna believe this.
I probably won't.
Yesterday, I was a man and a horse, and not at the same time. I was a boy who rode a snail, and separately I was a horse. There is some freaky magic in there.
He goes on like this for another 90 seconds. Sarah just, wait, so like, you were a, I'm confused now.
There's snails. There's very fast.
Oh yeah, we
snails
saw
in
the snails
there. Yeah.
and the dragonflies, and it looks
I missed
quite
the
magical.
dragon,
Yeah.
Just around. So I mentioned to the guy that I didn't even really say it to him. I was just sort of saying like, oh, I wish I could ride a snail, but I got all this horse.
Right.
And the guy was like, oh, never mind, do it. And then I was a man and a horse at the same time.
That's crazy.
It was an experience.
Yeah, I bet.
Not something I was planning on for my day.
Seems like it.
It's I think I could have won too, but I made a bit of money betting on somebody else.
Oh, that's where okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That
you
makes
keep that
sense.
because I pocketed
Yeah, no.
a fair bit otherwise.
Okay. Well, thank you. Well, yeah. I mean, it sounds like you did really well. It sounds like you're doing well, which is good. I'm glad that you're doing a good job with this.
You know, it's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
It's sort of exhausting. I haven't been sleeping as well as I might have liked. No, I've been having these weird dreams lately. Sort
What
of.
do you?
Oh, standard nightmare stuff. Sort of feeling like I'm hovering over my body. Maybe my soul's being taken away from me. The usual. So I sleep about.
Teenager stuff.
I sleep about every other night at the moment.
Well, that's not good. You need to rest.
Sometimes it's like sometimes the nightmares are bad, and then sometimes thinking about the nightmares could be bad.
Yeah.
Keeps me awake instead, and then I'm tired the next day. I slept last night, but nightmares again for sure.
Well, you need to. You know what you need to do? You need to not think about the bad things. You need to think about the good things, and in that way, thinking about the good things, your dreams you'll have good dreams.
Oh, You know, I've mostly only thought about the bad things.
Mhm.
Just sort of in general.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't. I mean, I think about the good things all the time, and it helps me.
If I don't want to ask you too personal a question, but I've sort of become I sort of excel at thinking about the bad things, not so much the good things. If you don't mind, what works for you?
Oh, I think about the city, and all of the wonder and just all the things we can do here. I think about all of us here at the house and how we all work together to like be a family that none of us have had. I think about Will. I mean, he's a constant source of enjoyment. He's sitting there going, "Now, if you're a horse and a snail, how would that make?" just not
The
even
same conversation we had last week.
Yeah, same thing. And she's like, "Yeah, there are some people who bring more happiness than not. So I think about those people, and they make me happy."
Okay, I'll try that.
You should.
I'll try.
There you see her
Wait,
sitting there across the way.
no more. We're gonna get to. We're gonna.
They're talking crap.
There's a crab down there that's singing a song.
I got it.
After the festival's over, I told Will, I needed his help with a project on something outside of town. Do you think you could get away for a day and work with us on? I have this sort of idea that I think could be sort of nice. I don't know. I'm still learning how to think about the good things, but I think it could be nice.
You know,
Thought we'd spend a day, maybe.
I would love that. I think we'd have a lot of fun.
Perfect. It's been a while since we've gotten out of the city, gotten
been
away
too
from
long.
the city. You know.
It's been too long.
I reach down and ruffle Will's hair, and I say I extend a hand to him. I say, "Take it."
Yep.
And I hoist him up onto my back.
Ah!
Hey, Will.
Mm.
I'm not gonna tell you how much, but I gave Sarah a little bit of extra good stuff to help the two of you out.
70 gold pieces.
What are you, Will?
Well, I don't live this long on the streets without being able to have an eye for things.
Okay, Will.
Yes.
Sarah's in charge of it.
Oh.
I better not hear nothing about you trying to sneak in and take from her. I better not hear about you begging from her.
Only a thief to those who deserve it.
It's a real honor system you've got put together for yourself, Will.
It works out really well, actually.
Just be good.
Yeah. We're still gonna go outside of the city after this, right?
As soon as the festival's over, I've got plans for. If it's all right with you, I've invited Sarah to go with us. Is that?
I think that's the best idea you've had in a while, Captain.
That's good, because if you said no, I was going to leave you behind.
Oh. That's fair.
And I think we sort of hang out for a bit of the
Absolutely,
afternoon.
yeah, absolutely.
I haven't had much time at the house lately with all
Yeah.
the work and things, so I hang out with Will.
The days
and
spent with your closest friends, enjoying life and trying to
feeling
think
stronger, giving rides every once in a while.
of feeling like a full-fledged centaur.
Full frontal centaur.
Still a teenager, Kestis. All right. So, does anyone else want to do anything before we resume the evening's festivities?
Ooh, I would have liked to ask Barrios earlier in the day if he could summon that steed again so I can have some more time with Snell. That's how I'm going to get around today. Snell's a little bit quicker.
For the next hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me double check.
A little bit quicker than
we
you?
took a long rest.
Yeah, you long rested the night before. Yeah, you're good.
It's like a 4th level spell. You're like, oh damn it, Nell, no.
I think it's a 3rd level spell.
Oh no, really?
Yeah. Like, all right, that's fine. Just remember, no spurs. And I summon that.
On the shell?
You want to scratch it?
Oh, that's fair.
I
That's
think you
fair.
meant on the snell. All right, let's go. I'm just having a good time tootling around.
Yeah. Connie wants to find out everything he can about his newfound home possession.
Sure, make
Real
a make an investigation check for me.
Can I use persuasion?
No.
Persuade the book to reveal the knowledge he needs.
That one. I'm gonna use that inspiration.
You said inspiration. You got it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Minus 1, 10.
It exists.
Shut up. That's a 1 as it exists. 1, you lose the card. It's gone forever.
Oh no.
Let me. I just want to for
freaking
my.
pissed off.
I would be so freaking pissed.
I would be so.
I would
pissed.
whittle.
Is that what I said?
You said freaking.
And then you guys mock
I'd
me
be
for it?
Widowy
What else
freaking
will they
pissed.
do, Drew?
Quite
What else would they do?
seriously, whittlewy, I'm so freaking pissed, guys.
Oh my god, guys! I can't believe that you would make fun of Dwoo like that.
Unbelievable.
You are some ableist cucks.
That's what gets you?
Ableist cuck. I believe that might be what I name my next
You guys
character.
are totally ableist.
Notice that cucks can be said just fine.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah.
Really
As it was
shouldn't be, guys. And yet here we are.
But here's your dilemma now. If you bleep out that C word,
Yeah.
then
People are gonna think it's so
God
much
only
worse.
knows what Drew called
Please
us.
do that. Bleep it out.
You're a bunch of ableist beep.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Calvin doesn't
Can
like
we all
when you
just do
say
a collective
cucks.
gasp
Oh, yeah.
so we can splice that? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Whoa!
Wait, should I be gasping?
That's good.
Oh,
Wait.
I like gasping at my own thing. Like,
Yeah, like
I'm
you-
shocked.
I can't believe I just
It's like the first time a kid says a swear word.
You are okay. Start making fun of me again, and then we'll do it, and then I'll say it.
Get
and then
out of
we
my
all gasp.
bitchin' room.
Okay, right. So, make fun of me. Do your little ableist nonsense.
That
Join
is
me.
I
some,
wasn't
that's
doing
some,
it.
That's some
Yeah, but
wheel
join.
cuck energy from you. Please make fun of me. Everybody, please make fun of Dwoo. Guys, please make fun of me. I
Well,
need
we
you to
don't
make
like
fun of
it. I
me.
don't know.
You bunch of ableist cucks.
Whoa! Hey!
You know what the beauty of this is?
You're not gonna edit.
I'm
any
not
of
gonna
that.
edit
I know you won't.
any of that. I'm just gonna let you guys.
I thought we were giving you time to look something up.
Oh, you were.
Okay.
But far
And
be
you
it
will
from
be
me
punished
to,
for it.
But far be it from me to try to find a way to. So you look at the card with the 10. You look at the card and you can see the keep.
And what do we
The
don't
keep
kill?
is set within a large. It's rested up against the side of a mountain, and you can see the mountains and you can see the location, and you're pretty sure that it's somewhere in Udall. But I don't know if you've ever heard of the place that it is. You just know it's something called the Narrow Peaks. You're like, cool. This place is located in the Narrow Peaks. You're like, I have no idea where that is. So.
Going to the library.
Does it look like a Thomas Kincaid painting?
Probably.
That's what's up.
Well, looks like if anyone's around me listening, I'm going to the library to find out where my new keep is.
I'll join you.
Oh, great.
I already know where it is, but I'd like to see you try to figure it out.
Oh, wait. Could you fill me in on all this?
Well, I have eidetic memory, so I know everything, and also photographic memory, so I...
But you want me to go to the library?
And
It'd be more
also
fun for me.
short-term
Okay.
memory.
Let's go, huh?
What? Where are we going?
What'd you say?
All right.
What'd you say, Will?
Do you want to know where are you trying to figure out where the Narrow Peaks are? Focus, Drew. Hey. Hey, do you want to know where the Narrow Peaks are?
I need to know where this is exactly. Like, this is my new real estate, dog.
All right, go ahead and make a investigation check with advantage now, because you'll have Zook assisting you, and you are in the library.
I love that Zook's like, you're not gonna get better with all my help, so
9. Let Zook do it.
Sure.
Make the
No,
turtle
seriously,
roll.
Zook. I don't know how to use this Dewey Decimal System thing. Just tell me everything I need to know.
So Zook is gonna go ahead and roll.
I believe it's the Dunamancy decimal system here.
It's just it was put together by
Dooming,
nymphs. They're very dewy.
Dewey.
Dewy nymphs.
Dewy nymphs.
I don't like it.
Nymphs
Dewey
and
decimal?
naiads put-
Yes,
organized in
we
the library.
do.
They've got a real Dewey decimal system.
Really organizing the library.
You good now?
I'm fine. I've been fine the whole
Calvin,
time.
did you
This
feel
is
that?
quick. This is
Like,
quickly
you and I-
turning into that penis episode.
No, it's not. It's not turning into the penis episode. You're not gonna. No,
conjure
you're
its
not.
spirit
No,
that
we're
way.
not gonna do that. With Zook's assistance, you learn that there is a keep nestled in the Narrow Peaks, which is a mountain range down to the south of Udon, closer to what is known as the Brasslands, a range of mountains that kind of extend towards the Brasslands. The keep is known as the Mountain Keep, and it says that it's been there for close to 600 years. It was ruled by a few dwarven counts that were in the area for most of their lives. It seems as though these dwarves were there prior to the and this is Zook literally expounding everything. Prior to the Iron Agreement between the humans of the Brasslands and the dwarves of Crocodile, this noble family seemed to have lived in and through the Narrow Peaks, and then after the treaty, they decided to stay because it was the family home, and dwarves are very much a familial style of race, so that explains why they are there. But that family has since died due to a infestation of creatures within the Narrow Peak Mountains, which killed most of them tragically, and has left the keep abandoned and infested.
Great, your keep has bed bugs.
Bed bugs that will kill you.
Yes. Drew's not taking any notes. He's just
I know.
clacking his keyboard and checking to see if you're writing these things
But I was
down.
doing it. I was pacing it out at such a level that
You
it
were
was
doing a really, really
believable.
good job. Did you need anything else? Yeah. I'm going to go see if
real
the
English
person I tried to make a back alley deal with, if that worked out. Did you get my text message? Well, my text messages, I guess I should say.
Oh my gosh, multiple.
Yeah, I blew his phone up.
Double texting. Wow.
Yo, what do we
Thirsty.
text him more
Yeah,
than
it's
I
like
do?
With
you didn't
those
respond to the first
thumbs?
one. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we have small hands, but it's fine.
You have to hold it like that.
Yeah, I've got to put the phone down and then do it this way in order to get both sides. Yeah.
Yes, we can. Let me.
Do you really have small thumbs? Was that? I was.
I've got small
literally
hands
just, I
in
was
general. Like, you know how
they're
like
cute.
early in a relationship you do this little adorable thing? Yeah, Kelsey was dead nuts with me. So.
Okay.
He has the hands of a violinist.
What if Jana's hands were?
Cassis,
the
what's your
same
passive
size as
perception?
mine?
If she has the hands your size, that's a problem.
16.
With a
A 16? Okay, thank you. You move to a back alley, and you kind of stand in there for a few minutes waiting, and then all of a sudden you hear this kind of like clink, 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 as something gets knocked over, and you see this very short, maybe 2.5, 3 foot size character just kind of stand there and just kind of they brush themselves off and they look at you and they just kind of like walk up to you.
Is it done?
Don't feel great about it. Just so you know.
I mean, I don't either, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do.
Thank you very much. And I give him 15 gold and I take the thing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
And he immediately spins and runs off.
Okay. Now that I have that, I will.
Yeah, you look in the bag. It is there.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the casino.
Oh wait, hold on. Ooh, hold on.
Ooh, hold on.
No, you already said it. It's canon. It's literally being recorded right now.
Whittly, it's
whittly.
already
No,
recorded.
no more. I'm giving disadvantage if we keep doing that.
You're not in death saving throws. What do you care?
You know what? You are totally right.
So what? You failed. Who kills?
Hey, what's up?
I will say
What's going on out here?
I don't know.
this is a conundrum because technically, did you know where it was?
Yes.
Yeah, then we're good.
Okay. Because
That's
if you remember at the end of the interaction, yeah.
Okay.
I
yeah.
put the deck of many things back into the bag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did say it out loud in front of
Dimitri
everyone.
was like, "Oh, I'd love to hold on to this." He's like, "You're like, I'm gonna take this and put it away."
Okay, that's fine. All right, so,
Taking my stuff.
okay, so yeah, you finish that and you
got
put it.
out
Where do
orphaned.
you put it?
I'm holding it like in my hands and I'm going straight to the Afterlife Casino.
Fake.
Okay, you head to the Afterlife Casino.
Gonna go gamble my deck of many things away.
Heading to the casino, you head in. The sounds of people just having a ball, having a great time, laughing. But as that's happening, there's definitely just like the glare of a couple. As soon as you step into like the aura where people first enter, you're immediately accosted by like 3 giant tieflings. They're like, right this way, sir. And they take you immediately to the office that is a little less ostentatious and a little more like dreary because it's covered in it's now like covered in like
prints.
a bunch of like weird arcane like stuff, and there's like 3 or 4 wizards in there all kind of like speaking to each other, like looking over a scroll, and Quentin is like leaning back in the chair like glaring at them, and as soon as the door's open he looks at you and he's like, the hell do you want?
Well, the same thing I've always wanted from you, and that is just to simply strike a deal.
Get the fuck out of here! And they all just yes, sir. Immediately just like they all leave, and he's like, all right, what do you want?
Right, so I've watched you ruin my life and take everything I love once, and I'm not looking to do that again. I can't recover all of the things that were stolen, as most of them weren't worth much anyway. But I can not only bring you back the thing that you want most, but in a condition that would be even more valuable to you than before.
Hold on. You're telling me you're not gonna deliver everything like I fucking told you to do? You're gonna bring back one thing and somehow that's better?
Well, yes. See, the deck of cards that you said was of extreme value to you, I happen to know, one, where that is, and I also happen to know that a few cards have been taken from that deck, and among those cards were the worst cards possible. So, if you were to ever to draw from that deck, the odds of you not dying, not having a mortal enemy, not getting a 20-inch penis, have increased substantially.
What was that last one? Never mind.
And I know you would hate that.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check then.
Okay.
Who?
Not very good. 9 on the first one. Actually, I think I have something I can re-roll that with.
Being that you are
Yes,
part
I'm
of
gonna
the
spend a sorcery
group-
point.
Oh, well, you do have that too.
Cool, 6, 10.
You do also have your 2d6 that you have at the beginning, at the start of every day, your knack for it rolls that
Oh,
can be
shoot.
added to everything.
Well, hot damn.
Especially because this is technically a part of your role as a part of the gang.
Okay, that's a 21 then.
Much better. With your rolls done, he kind of leans back and he's like, All right.
But here's the deal. I personally would rather not go back to jail, and I actually have grown rather fond of this new group of followers that I have acquired. So, I would, again, prefer to be left alone, but more importantly, I would like for my compatriots to be left out of this, as they had nothing to do with this scheme. I was just trying to level ground up to you and how heavily you swindled me many years ago.
You fucking fleeced those guys, didn't you? That's you pretty. See, that's why I left that stuff to you. You are good at convincing people you're legit. When all the time, you're nothing but just another scam artist out there.
Spoken like a true skeptic, but I'll take it.
I don't know what that means. All right. Barrios, if that is your real name. I accept. I promise that if you bring back the deck, that I will not come after you, and I will not come after your friends.
Yeah, I'm not big on pronouns. So, oh, here we go. So, I is a pronoun, isn't it?
Oh, I. That's the way that, like,
I'm not
it was like friends.
So, the issue that I have is I know that your father has the ability to pull lots of strings and have lots of other people do misdeeds for them so as to keep their hands clean. It sounds as if you're kind of trying to swindle me and say, oh, look, I had nothing to do with it. And I don't really buy that. I'm going to need something a little more concrete, Andy.
What are you thinking?
I don't know, maybe something in writing? Like a legally bind. You had a bunch of wizards in here. Have them draw up a contract that's legally binding. Or, what if you and I draw a card right here, right now, and we let fate decide?
You.
I mean, you took the coward's way out once. I would expect you to do it again, and that's fine. But I'm giving you an opportunity to be a man.
All right, Barrios. You're on, dude. Draw your first card.
It's time to...
I play Pot of Greed!
I summon Pot of Greed! Okay. Go ahead and roll your D100.
Do you want to roll yours as well?
He's waiting for you to roll.
I rolled a 78.
Roll again.
Oh no.
60.
20.
Okay. Okay. He's gonna draw his card.
Good boy.
7. Roll. 23.
Michael Jordan. Are there 2 penis cards in the deck?
What's that?
Are there 2 penis cards
At
in the deck?
least. Okay.
Dark magician his ass.
I summon Pot of Greed!
Why are you
Drawing
stuck on
3
Pot of Greed?
Because it's like the funniest clip.
That clip is so funny.
Allowing me to pull 3 more cards and play Pot of Greed, allowing me to draw 3 more cards.
Can we change the music?
No.
How many cards is he drawing?
So, he draws a card. looks at it, goes, "The hell is a fool?" And immediately that card disappears. Another card reappears in his hand, and he looks at it, and you watch as he immediately goes from this, what he's always been, a very boyish-looking human, to immediately 8 or 9 years older. He's got a beard immediately sprouts, his hair grows longer, his eyes like kind of sink in a little bit, and he's like, "What the hell did you?" And you look down at your card, and is a beautiful, picturesque, like, field with like these little like pink things flying through the air, and like a strange kind of like creature just kind of like looming in the background. It looks very pleasant, looks very like ethereal and kind of weird, and all of a sudden a gate opens behind you and you're sucked into it. Gate shuts. And that is where we are going to leave you all tonight. With the
I'm
rest
not
of
telling
the
you
party,
what you drew.
with
Nobody told
with
me.
Barrios. I will say this before we leave. Barrios, you find yourself no longer in the Afterlife Casino. You turn around and look into a world you've never seen before, but you have heard of. You're in the goddamn Feywild.
Yes! What a
And
perfect
that
homeworld!
is where we will leave you all tonight with that happening now, apparently. So I got to deal with that. That's going to be fun for me. Until we meet again, thank you all so much for playing. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. This has been the Wild Magic School Bus. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
We're not doing the fisting again, are we?
No fisting.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm
please.
like I'm like 3 fists away from mine right now.
And I think, honestly,
Just
that's
one fist with a little bit of space, you know?
a little bit of space between the... God damn it.
2 fists with the back and forth.
Yeah, 2 fists and make sure it's the thickest part of your knuckles. Just find that.
Full rotation. Find the high spot.
I got water in my nose now.
The twisting motion?
Well, yeah, you use the worst part of
Oh,
your
that's
fist.
not water.
Oh my god. I hate this.
Oh boy.
Mom?
So what's the
Come pick
prompt
me
this
up.
week, Clavin?
Yeah.
Hold on, what did I get? I got a keep.
I don't know. All of my
you have a
notes
keep
from last
somewhere.
week, I went to copy it and stick it on another page, and then I accidentally hit refresh.
Oh.
And then I didn't even copy it, and now when I'm hitting the back button, it's not there, so I have no notes.
So
from
Hey,
last
we
week.
didn't
I
do
don't know.
anything worth noting
Well,
last week.
it was a keep and something else.